Ralf Schumacher has been in the news again recently, and it's not for racing reasons, really. It's been revealed online that he's in a relationship right now with another man, which may come as a surprise to most people. It came as a surprise to me when I saw it, not least because he was married to a woman for a very long time and actually has a son, David Schumacher, who has competed in Formula 3. But yeah, it's a really, really wholesome post as well, what he's actually put. And some of his colleagues at Sky Germany as well have put some nice tributes out to him as well. Let me just have a look here. So he came out on Instagram. He said that the most beautiful thing in life is when you have the right partner by your side with whom you can share everything, which is just so sweet, man. That's lovely. That really is. And Carmen Guys, who's a TV personality that I assume works with Schumacher, she wrote, "I want to tell you about a person who plays a very special role in my life. For many years I have known and love him infinitely. His presence in my life is a blessing, and our deep connection has only grown stronger over the years. This wonderful man has an equally wonderful son who means a lot to him, and who has been a source of joy and pride for him through many ups and downs. Together they have shared unforgettable moments and built a strong, loving relationship that is shaken by nothing. Today he confessed his homosexuality. This step was an act of liberation and self-acceptance for him. It was a courageous decision that has matured him for a long time, and one he is now full of pride and confidence with. His outing is not only a personal triumph, but a sign that he is finally able to live and love his true identity without fear or shame." This is the thing, right? This is the thing. It's rare that sports stars, male sports stars, I should say, come out with their sexuality if it's not straight. I mean, you never come out with straight. Like, I never came out with straight. I just am. But if you're if you're bisexual, gay, or whatever, it's different. You have to. For that to be known, you have to come out, and to do that is a huge thing and something that I don't have any experience with, but I know a lot of people who have, and I totally get it. I get why it's such a huge thing. It's massive at the end of the day. It's like coming out about anything. It's a huge. You think that people look at you different and things like that. That's what I imagine it's like. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great, and this is a huge thing for Formula One, I think, and motorsport in general, because if you look at the history of F1. There's only been 2 drivers that have been openly, queer, as the term is now, I should say. That was an offensive term many years ago. Now it's the term that's accepted. So if that strikes you that I'm using that word, just look it up. It is a term that people use. And there's only been 2 people before in F1 that have been like that we know of, obviously, that have been out. Mike Butler, who was a driver back in the 1970s, was not a prolific driver. He had a couple seasons in the sport, didn't score any points, but he was openly gay. And Lola Lombardi as well, the only female driver to score any points in Formula 1, she was openly a lesbian as well. So it is I'm not gonna discount Lola Lombardi, because what she did was absolutely incredible in an era, especially when the cars were so physical and so dangerous back in the 70s when she was racing. She's a real trailblazer and a pioneer in that regard for women's motorsport. But she didn't win any races or anything like that. Ralf Schumacher is the brother of arguably the greatest Formula 1 driver ever, Michael, and he was a very successful driver in his own right as well. Like I've previously said, he won several races. He drove for the likes of Toyota, Williams and Jordan, was an extremely successful driver. And I think it's really wholesome as well that, this is not such a big, there's no kind of outrage about it. There's no kind of, there's no kind of overreaction really to this. There's no like, oh my God, Ralf Schumacher's come out. This is ridiculous. Who saw this coming? There's nothing like that. It's just like, yeah, he's in a relationship with a man now, and that's kind of it. I'm so happy for Ralf that he's done this. I think this will be a huge weight off his shoulders. It's got to be at the end of the day, and I've seen plenty of love and support for him online. The online community in Formula 1 can be a rather questionable place at the best of times, but for serious stuff like this, it's really good. I've seen a real outpouring of support for him, so I think it's fantastic. And this might encourage other drivers as well to do the same if they're in the closet, as it were, if that's an acceptable term. And I apologise if it's not, but that's you know what I mean. People that are not out about their sexuality. I hope it inspires more people to do the same at the end of the day, because like with football, it's a statistical impossibility that there's like one homosexual male footballer in the world. It's just impossible. There's thousands of them. There has to be. And with racing drivers, there's dozens of them. There has to be. It just, the numbers game just does not add up. That Ralf Schumacher is the only living Formula One driver, past or present, that is, you know, that is queer, is a homosexual, as the article says on planetf1.com. I do have to shout out planetf1.com. That's how I found this information out. So yeah, I think it's great that it's not being made a massive deal of, and yeah, I think it could be an inspiration. So good on you, Ralph. Good on you.